great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Guys, welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony, and right now I'm just trying to get some orders done. I just finished the morning show, the mid-morning break room that I do with Landshark Picker, NASCAR Man 3345, and the Bargain Effect, and it went really well. Today Ashley's actually having some surgery, so I gotta hurry up and get this stuff done like ASAP, so that way we can get ready to go to the hospital and get that done. So let me show you some of the stuff that's sold. There we go. I kind of just have a bunch of stuff thrown up here. First thing, I sold some chess pieces. They're like ceramic, and I ran out of bubble wrap, but here's a nifty little life hack. I just grabbed some of these eBay bubble mailers and I started cutting them up, and it worked real well. So I got them all individually packed, and I'll probably stick them in a box and void fill all around it, just so it's you know, it's good. But I've been holding them in this Iron Man box, and I think I'll just probably use that to keep them bundled together so they're not flying around. I sold this Felipe Vasquez bobblehead. It's one that was given away at the Pirate game. So let me give you some prices before I even move along. So I got for these chess pieces here $15 plus shipping. I did take a best offer on those. And for the bobblehead, I got $7 plus shipping, and that was also a best offer. So then next thing I got, speaking of pirates and bobbleheads, was this right here. This is a PNC Park. It's like a stone like replica of the stadium. It's really cool. Some of these posts here are broken, as you can see. I did disclose that in the listing, so the buyer should know. I'm gonna get that bubble wrap too. Like I said, I'm out of bubble wrap, so I'm gonna be using a bunch of those to get that done. So for PNC Park, what did I get? PNC Park was $29.95 plus shipping on top. Next item I got was this. It's just an empty case for Call of Duty 3 for the PlayStation 2. Has the manual and everything. It's a replacement case. I got $2.50 plus shipping for that. Next item, I got this Barbie book bag type thing. It has like puppies on it or whatever. It says I love Barbie. Pulled that out of the bins. It weighed like nothing. I sold that for $4 plus shipping. Then this like hippie van looking thing, I got that from the bins too. I sold that for $3.85 plus shipping. Then I don't know if you can see him over here. I got this bag right here that I was going to use for some void fill. I got this Goku figure right here that I pulled out of the bins, and for him I got $11.20 plus shipping. Next item, it's the Super Bowl 40 that the Steelers won. This was in Detroit, Michigan against the Seahawks. It comes with a little pouch on the back of it that has a bunch of like little Super Bowl giveaways. I got $10 plus shipping for that. Next item is this Iron City beer hat, and for that I got $11.95 plus shipping. Then I got one person ordered 2 packs of Detective Pikachu promo cards. These were giveaways if you go see the Detective Pikachu movie. I got a stack of them when I went, so I've been selling the packs individually for I think like $4.95 each. I did take a best offer, $4 each for those, so the buyer paid $8. Free ship on those. What I'll do with those is throw them in top loaders and throw them in a envelope for the cost of a stamp. And then the other order I have here is this. Pay no attention to what it says on there. I bought a DS and I just used this baggie for it. These are cars I picked up at the flea market. These are all of the ones I went through with Derek and his Hot Wheels guru. These are all cars that are worth $1 or less, so like, you know, 25 cents, 50 cents. all that. I got $31 plus shipping for this bag. I think there's 35 in there total. And then the last item is this. This is another one of those signs that I got for free from Family Video. Well, this one's not double-sided. Most of the ones are. Basically, this is just favorites, $1, 2-night rental sign. So for that one, I believe I took a best offer of $6. Let me double check. Yep, that was $6 best offer. So guys, I'm gonna get packing this stuff. You got a little bit of an inside view of how I pack these. So I might show you some of these things being packed just so you get a better idea of how I do some of this. I've had a lot of people ask for packing videos, so I'll try to pack a little bit and show you guys a little thing or two about the way I do these. So right now I'm going to start working on getting the PNC Park covered with bubble. I did go ahead and I cut down the side of one of these eBay mailers. Since I am out of bubble wrap, I want to make sure that I get this thing at least protected somehow. So clearly this thing's not big enough to cover the whole thing. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get another one, and I'm going to cover the other side. And actually what might even be easier is if once I cut down the other side of this one, maybe I'll just join them together and I'll kind of seal it in the bubble. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut down the side here. Nothing fancy, just straight down. And it cuts down pretty easily, so it's not difficult or anything like that. So now that I got that, go ahead and stuff this bad boy in there. And this thing is solid. This thing's like a rock. So it's going to be like super heavy to ship. So, but as you can see, one almost fits it. So now that I have two, I'm just going to slide this one over top. And now it's almost kind of like it fits in one of these. See? So I'm just going to pull the, you know what? I'm not even going to pull the thing. I'll just keep it bundled up like that, and then I'm going to slide it into a decent sized box. So give me a minute. I'm going to have to go find a box that would be good for this, so that way it won't roll around. I have options when it comes to boxes. I have some down there. I have some here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this part of the room, because I got a ton of different boxes, like all different shapes and sizes over here. And this one might do the trick. It looks big enough and I can void fill around it on all sides, because I do want to make sure this thing doesn't move. So I'll probably use this Baxter box. But I also need some boxes for some other stuff too, so I'm going to go ahead and take a peek through here and see what I can find for my other items. This one right here is probably going to be close to perfect for that seat cover, so hopefully that'll work out. Alright, so on the bottom I have this really thick plastic. I can't remember where I got this, but I save a bunch of stuff like this for packing material. So I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to set the stadium down right on top. Stadium's on top of it now. I'm going to go get some more packing material to go around all four sides of the stadium. And then I'm going to put some more stuff on top, just so this thing is like securely in there. Because I don't want this thing breaking any more than it already is with those little plastic pieces that are kind of chipped off on the sides. Alright guys, so I went and I found this little bubble thing here. I'm going to stick this right on top of the thing, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to wrap it around the sides just so it's filled around the sides so it's not bouncing around. Sorry for up close of my head. Then I'm going to take this thing right here and I'm going to continue packing the top of the box down, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what we have. And then I'm going to resize the box a little bit too, just so it's a tighter fit, because I don't want this thing bouncing around and getting damaged. Boom. See, that's what happens when you're not careful. Things fall and break. And I don't want that to happen here. So give me a sec. All right, guys. So I went ahead and I resized the box. Normally I would cut down some of this excess cardboard, but I want to use it for protection on this since this thing's fragile. So I'll probably just throw a little more tape on this thing just to keep it, you know, together a little bit better. But other than that, this thing, you know, passes the shake test, doesn't move at all. So this thing is safe. It should go out. It should not get damaged any more than it already had been. So that's a good pack job. I mean, it might not look pretty, but it'll get to where it needs to go in good condition. All right, and that box I picked out for the seat cover is a near perfect fit. So let's see if I can get that to close up good. The main thing is going to be this pouch that has the extras, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I'll get it in there, and then I'll just tape around it just to make sure that it's secure. But yeah, it fits nearly perfect. There's really not much in here that can get damaged, so like I said, I'll just tape over it, and then this one is good to go. So that was a pretty easy one. This box I actually kept. A friend of mine brought a veggie tray over to the house when we were watching a wrestling pay-per-view, and the veggie tray, I was like, you know what, I know I'm gonna get something that's gonna fit in this type of box, and sure enough, it's a perfect fit. So get them boxes any way you can, guys. Get a couple easy ones like this, just throw in the bag, fold it over, rip the strip, seal it down, boom, ready to go out. Then I will go over here, go to my next shipment, and find this in there. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if we get the right weight in there. It's typically about 5 ounces or whatnot, so go out first class. There's my label. Click print. And then, boom, here we go. There's my label. Comes right out. Rip it right off of the Dymo if I could reach it. Boom, label. Set the tripod back up for you guys. Hopefully it won't fall again. There we go. Got the label all wrinkled trying to do that one-handed. But nevertheless, label, stick it right down on there. That's ready to go out. Another quick one. All right. Get the car, get the thing, boom. That's something that won't break very easily. I'll give it a little bit of room, so I'll probably fold it over like that. Pull the tab, seal it up. There we go. It's ready to go. Go back to my ship next item on eBay. Find the car. Hippie van, I should say. And what I'll do for this one, just to make sure I have the right weight, I'm going to throw it on the scale. And that is about 5 ounces. So that should be a little bit cheaper than what I had it listed as. And this thing is so accurate. I got this out of the bins. I was going to sell it, but it's so accurate. It works so much better than my digital one. So I use that for so much stuff now. I'll still use the digital one every once in a while, but for the most part, if it's under a pound, I'm doing the family health-o-meter all day, every day, just because it works so well. It's convenient. Grab me another label. peel that sucker off, plop it on down. And what I'll do with this one is I'll probably do it this way just for a little extra seal on there. Go over there. But there's really no rhyme or reason. Sometimes I like to have it go over the seal. That way it's, you know, an extra layer of protection so something doesn't fall out. Not that it would, but just in case. Probably do the same with this guy here. I don't have any small bubble mailers right now. So unfortunately everything's going in the big ones until I can get some smaller ones in. But either way, it gives it a double layer of protection by folding it over. So now we got this Dragon Ball Z guy ready to go out. Go ahead and do that. And I'm sure you guys don't want to see me print every label, so I'm going to go ahead and clip it here and I'll show you some more shipping. Next one I might get semi-roasted for, but the bobblehead, normally I would not put that in a padded mailer, but it's got the box and the styrofoam in there to keep the form of the box. So really, I'm just going to throw it in there because it's not going to get damaged. Typically I'll box up all of my bobbleheads when they go out, but in this case, if it has the box and the styrofoam in the box to keep the thing from moving, I'll just throw it in one of these, and it's super quick, super easy, and it'll ship for a lighter weight. So we go ahead and weigh this bad boy. Nice, and that will go out first class. See, now if I would have used the box, that would have been going priority, but since I used the bubble mailer, it's going to go out first class, and it's going to save me. Looks like it's right between 13 and 14 ounces, so I'll probably do it at a 14 ounce rate, just to be on the safe side. Yep, so this one's scheduled to go out priority. I just saved it a little bit of weight to go 14 ounce. And since it's 14 ounce, it's going to save me $2.47. Typically with something like that, I would send it priority anyway, but being that it has the styrofoam and it's going to hold it tight in place, I'm not worried about it breaking. Now, if it didn't have the styrofoam, I wouldn't be sending it in a bubble mailer anyway, but priority gives you the free $50 worth of protection on it. This won't have that, but then again, it's not going to be moving in that styrofoam. So it's another quick one to pack. Next one I'm going to pack is this Barbie book bag. This one I'm just going to fold up and put in one of these too. This is flimsy anyway. It's like a little cheapy thing that I pulled from the bins. So I have no problem just folding this thing in half and cramming it in a mailer. So let me be a little more delicate with it. I don't want to damage it or anything. Not that it's not really damageable, I guess, but I at least want it to look like semi, not just completely thrown in there like I didn't care about it. So I want to at least fold it up nicely, you know what I mean? You know, because a lot of times it's about presentation. You want to show people that you care about their products and stuff, so. Alright, so it's going in there nicely. It's all the way down. Hold the tab. Fold it over, seal it down, boom, done, ready to go out. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to ship these. So I got these top loaders. You can get these at Walmart reasonably cheap. I bought a big batch of basketball cards at the bins not too long ago, and they all came sleeved and top loaded. So I've just been using the basketball top loaders because the basketball cards aren't worth that much. Probably $quarter to $1 a piece. They're basically just going to be flea market stuff for me at this rate. So I took off all of the top loaders, and I'm using those right now to protect everything I send out. So that saved me a good bit of money just in top loaders, because before that I was running to Walmart, you know, once a week, once every 2 weeks to buy more top loaders for all the Pokemon cards I send out. So boom, both of those are now sleeved. Let me give them a quick weigh to see if they're, how much they weigh. This might have to go in a mailer, or I might have to just add extra stamps to it. So typically I'll show you how I do Pokemon cards. I just grab I grab these longer envelopes whenever I send out more than one. That way I can lay them both like this. I have shorter envelopes when I send out just one. So I'm gonna use a longer one for this one. And then I'm just gonna use stamps, because that's much cheaper. Even if I use 2 stamps, that's what, like $1.10. If I'm sending it out first class, it's gonna be at least $2.70, maybe even $3 something. So that's the way I choose to do this. You know, just because I do it this way doesn't mean it's the right way. It saves me money. But then again, it keeps my store out of top-rated seller status, because I can't provide tracking with a stamp. So that's the only downfall, because probably 20% of my business is Pokemon cards at this rate. So that's the downside. I am going to start a second store. I just have, honestly, I haven't had time to get around to it, just for Pokemon cards. That way I'm not continuously getting, you know, the hit for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put in here. I'm gonna write all the information on there. So give me a sec. All right, so as you can see, they're in there nicely. This over flap right here, there's no cards. I have the cards pushed all the way down, so they're completely covered there. But this will go out and it'll ship. I did throw 2 stamps on there just to be on the safe side, weight-wise. So that'll ship for $1.10, and I saved myself at least, you know, between $1.60 and $2 just on shipping. So every little bit helps, guys. Taking that car lot, stuffed them all in there. I know might get roasted for that too, but I think that they'll get there safely. I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit, as some would say. So those are gonna go out in that. Change of plans with the cars. I'm gonna leave them in here for protection, but I'm gonna put them in a medium flat rate box, because it'll be cheaper than it would for me to send this out just regular priority. All right, so they're in the medium flat rate. I packed them down with some shopping bags. So they will now go out, and rather than this costing me $20+ to ship, it will now only be $12.80. So that is what I'm talking about. There's another little hack. This is the hat. So I'm putting it in a padded flat rate, but I'm also wrapping it in a box. So that way it gives it extra protection. The bill of the hat won't get all jacked up or anything like that. So I just gave it a little wrap just for that extra protection, and the buyer appreciates something like this, to where now they're going to get a hat in decent shape rather than one that's all messed up from boxes sitting on top of it or whatnot. So that's another little hack you can do, is just wrap it in some cardboard, wrap it in a box, and stick it in padded flat rate. Still ships out first class, but it keeps the hat in better shape. This next one is interesting. Let me show you how I ship these. So I got a box and I sliced it open. This is just one of those thin ones that would fold like this, but I'm not gonna fold it. This is what I'm gonna do. I've shipped a bunch of these this way, and they get there well. So this is long, this is awkward, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give it a wrap. And I'm just gonna make sure it folds over nicely, covers the entire thing. That way it won't get damaged. Okay, so then I'll just tuck this part in. Boom, so it's covered completely on all sides. typically I've found this is a little bit fatter than my poly mailer, so I might have to trim it down a bit, although it'll fit good in the poly this time. So let me go ahead and show you what I do. Now that it's in there, I take one poly and I stick it along this side. Open for me this time. Alright. Hopefully I won't have to trim it. It looked like I probably didn't need to. Yep, I didn't. Okay, so then I just pull the poly all the way down as far as it'll go. And of course this thing would want to bend on me. There we go. So now that the poly's all the way down, I will remove the strips, opening up the adhesive, and I will just stick it down as good as it'll go. So now you'll see the one corner of this is poly bagged. Then I'll flip it around, grab me another poly bag, and kind of just do the same thing. Okay, now that I have that on there, I'll remove the two strips again, and I will stick it there like so. So now you'll see I have a gap in the middle, and that's where I bring in a third poly bag. And you can do this any way that's comfortable for you. You can either just give it like a quick little wrap like this, which leaves a gap that could be easily filled by your label. Like it's a label size gap, so if you wanted to go ahead and stick that down, tape this down, and then just stick your label there, you can. Or to make it look a little bit nicer, what you can do is you can just cut the bottom of the poly bag out, either with a razor blade or with a pair of scissors. And let me grab my scissors here just because it's quicker. You could just slice the bottom, or you could just cut it off, you know, just like this, which is what I'm going to do just because it's a little bit quicker, it's a little easier. So I'm just giving it a quick cut. And then what I'll do is I will slide this poly bag right over the middle portion that's open, and I will tape it down nicely so it basically looks like one continuous poly bag all the way through. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I got it completely trimmed off at the bottom. Now you can see that the poly bag is opened on both sides. So then it's basically the exact same thing. I'm just going to slide the poly bag over the top again. Get the thing we quit jumping away from me. Okay, bring it all the way down to the middle. And I want to try to make it look semi-nice. I mean, it's not going to be... Obviously, this is like Frankenboxing to the max with this thing. It's not the nicest way to do it, but for what this is, finding a box that fits this is very hard. So most of the time, I just give it a wrap like this, guys, and then I will put poly bags over it just so it looks a little bit nicer than basically just a box wrap. So. And I will throw a little bit of tape around it just to make it mesh out a little bit better, but that's essentially what it's going to look like. So I'll throw a label down on that and call it a day, and that'll be ready to go out. Alright guys, I got a smaller box and I put some void fill at the bottom of this, and I've got them kind of packed together. They're all individually packed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another piece of protection on top and around the sides here. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing sent out. But it is in pretty good, like non-shakeable. Like already, I didn't even seal it or put the top part on. It's already not moving at all. So these are going to be safe. I'm pretty confident with this one as well. But there is going to be $50 protection on this thing. So it should be fine. But that is everything that I've packed, guys. That was 12 orders going out today. Made about $300 on everything. So I appreciate you watching, guys, and until next time, take it easy.